line. Well, France certainly enjoyed the lion's share of the ball here in this first opening 2 minutes as they tried to put Portugal on the back foot. Fernandes this time has just caught the young man in the middle of the park. Griezmann, it's going to be a free kick. Played short. Griezmann gets it back from Camavinga. Plays it to Mbappe. Mbappe back to Camavinga. Rolls down the line to Hernandez. Back to Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga fires the ball up to Griezmann. Griezmann into the feet of Muani. Portugal win it 6 yards outside their own penalty area. A quick break and fleeting diagonal ball by Fernandes is cut out back there by Deo Upamecano. Spreads it out to the French right back into Conte. Conte to Muani. Griezmann, Muani, Koundé. Back to Griezmann, 12 yards inside the half of Portugal. Portugal defend the goal away to my right-hand side. Crossfield ball this time. Goes across this time to Hernandez. Hernandez down the line to Mbappe. Wearing the mask. Comes inside Cancelo. Cancelo fends him off and the ball inside by Mbappe. Is cut out by Fernandes. Fernandes to Pepe. Pepe back to the keeper Costa. Costa takes a touch and plays it out to Diaz. Diaz into the feet of the man coming short in the middle of the park. Palhinha out to Cancelo. Cancelo twists and turns, but halted about 18 yards inside his own half. Portugal defend the goal away to my right-hand side. Back to Diaz, cross to Pepe, and Pepe out on this near side to Nuno Mendes. Mendes to Rafael Leao, up to the feet of Ronaldo. First touch for him, back to Mendes to Rafael Leao, tries to cut his side one, finds a man on the edge of the box, played square, it's not quite going to find a Portuguese player. Theo Hernandez on the edge of his own 18-yard box for France. Away to my left, clears it up to the halfway line. Good break this time by Portugal. Bernardo Silva taking on Hernandez. Overlap comes from João Cancelo. 12 yards from the dead ball line, side of the French penalty area. Back inside it goes. Vitinha tries to get away from Camavinga. Fernandes will get the lofted ball away from the challenge just moments ago. Brings it down, finds Palhinha. Palhinha to Cancelo. Cancelo to Fernandes. This action's about 30 yards away from the dead ball line. Good ball down the inside channel, finds Bernardo Silva. Right and crosses it in, headed away by Saliba. Vitinha wins it back, headed away this time in the middle of the park, and France managed to get a toe in at the right time. Terrific challenge coming back on this near side by João Palhinha. Just stops Kolo Muani in his tracks. It's gone out of play down by the technical areas beneath the camera vantage point here. 5 minutes gone. Portugal 0, France 0. And a fairly spirited opening. Palhinha midway inside to Portugal half. Portugal defend the goal away to my right. Crossfield ball out to the right back Cancelo. Cancelo back to the edge of his own penalty area along the floor into the feet of Diaz. Diaz short pass diagonally infield. Picks up João Palhinha, who looks to be possibly playing his trade in Germany this year. Silva back to Pepe. Pepe 8 yards outside his penalty area, away to my right. Short ball forward into the feet of Palhinha. Back to Pepe. Back to Palhinha. Palhinha now in the central point of his own half. Portugal defend the goal away to my right. Short ball into the feet of Vitinha. But a keep ball here for Portugal. Roberto Martinez's side. Not too worried about trying to find a forward pass, but just making sure that everybody gets to have a nice feel of the football. Across their back line, Diaz gets it from Silva. Diaz comes forward, short pass to his left, finds Palhinha. Palhinha goes further left to Pepe. Pepe 18 yards inside the Portugal half. Back to Palhinha. Palhinha bides his time. Not a lot of movement in front. Palhinha steps one side and then the other. Finds Fernandes. Fernandes faces his own goal. Hooks it out to the Portugal right side. Silva out to Cancelo. Cancelo coming in just shy of the penalty area, being turned away from the French goal by Camavinga. Sends it all the way back to Pele. Pele with the first time ball out on this near side to Mendes. Mendes 12 yards shy of the French penalty area. Tries to play it into the penalty area. Tchouaméni gets it away. Hooks it up. And then Pepe finds Mendes. Mendes finds Pepe. And Pepe some 12 yards inside the Portugal half. Away to the right of the halfway line as I face. Plays it to Palhinha. Palhinha almost up to the centre spot. Looks out to his right and finds Silva. Silva goes back to his teammate Diaz. Teammate at international level and indeed at club level. The Manchester City centre half, Ruben Diaz, goes square to the left-sided centre half, which is Pepe. Pepe swoops it out to the left back. Mendes back infield to Vitinha. A lot of sideways movement, you'd have to say, from Portugal, but you almost feel that Roberto Martinez is quite happy to keep the ball at their feet and retain possession. And one, try and make France chase some shadows or chase the ball. And two, just keep stretching them and hope that a pocket of space will undoubtedly open up. Pepe to Diaz, Diaz to Silva, Silva back to Diaz, back to Silva, back to Diaz. Still, this ball is inside the Portuguese half. Out to the right back, Cancelo. Cancelo back to Ruben Diaz, who goes square, midway point of the Portugal half, away to the right on the halfway line to Pepe. Pepe short pass to the lip of the centre circle on the Portuguese side of the pitch, which is Palhinha. Palhinha to Bernardo Silva. Now Fernandes back to Palhinha on the halfway line. Looks out this time to the left-hand side. Rafael Leao now turns to face Koundé. Goes for the overlapping and underlapping run of Mendes. Mendes with a left foot ball in, cleared inside his own 6-yard box by Tchouameni. Back to the white, no real danger on the cross, but well worked by Portugal. They finally found a bit of space to get a cross in, but the cross wasn't one that Cristiano Ronaldo fancied running and jumping and leaping like a salmon and heading in, because it never cleared the first person. Bettina has the ball for Portugal on the halfway line. Back to Pepe. Pepe again, just waits. I was quite happy to drop off when Portugal do have the football. Almost tempting them to try and pick a hole or a pocket. But as the ball is played across the back line from Cancelo to Diaz and now to Costa, the keeper, who comes out inside the D of his own penalty area. Away to my right, short pass out to the left-sided centre-half Pepe. Pepe finds Palhinha. Palhinha to Diaz. Diaz to Silva. Silva starts to make his way towards the halfway line. Gets confronted by Mbappe. Goes back to Diaz. Diaz infield to Pepe. Pepe out to the left-back, Nuno Mendes, whose first touch was a little heavy. Short ball up to the feet of Ronaldo. Out to Leao. Leao into the feet of Fernandes. Fernandes upended by William Saliba. Manchester United versus Arsenal there. It won't be too long before we're talking about those two playing in their respective clubs. August the 16th, that will be starting. Free kick given. As this time Saliba went through Fernandes, and it's a free kick that is going to see here in the 10th minute. Portugal 0, France 0. Portugal attacking their fans, which are massed behind the goal away to my left-hand side. Free kick, and in goal for France. Maignan looks out. It's around about 10 past the hour if the centre spot and the penalty spot, as he looks at his goal, is 12 o'clock. Fernandes, right foot delivery in towards Leao, hits the shins of Jules Koundé, and it's the first corner of the game. Going the way of Portugal. Going away to my left-hand side. Going to be taken right down by the point of my left shoulder as I sit in my commentary position. So Michael Maignan will look out to his right in the goal away to my left. Corner to be taken by Fernandes. Of course, here in the 10th minute. Will be put back just a touch. The belly of the ball apparently not eclipsing the line of the quadrant of the corner. Fernandes has got Leao really close to him, but he elects to go in low to the front post, and it's hacked away pretty impressively by Kolo Muani. And chases the ball out, brought down by Nuno Mendes on the halfway line for Portugal, but he elects to go all the way back to his keeper, Diogo Costa. And Costa, with one touch, sweeps it out to the right back area. Silva is, plays it in field to Cancelo. Cancelo to Palhinha. Palhinha to Pepe. And again, Portugal racking up the passes. Not looking too dangerous, but they have, in fairness, already had the first corner of the match. Possession-wise, Portugal 68% in these early exchanges, 32 to France. The ball is now with Diaz. Diaz to Cancelo. Cancelo just shy of the halfway line. Goes infield to Palhinha. Palhinha looks up, looks left-hand side, looks for Leao. Leao chests it down. Little back heel through the legs of Koundé. Sees Mendes get onto the ball. He tries to cross that in. It's a terrible cross in. Final rampaging left-back Nuno Mendes. He really had the chance to save. And the only person that was actually in there, but what a sweep move. A back heel through the legs of Jules Koundé. Saw Mendes cross the ball in. Ronaldo saying, pull it back to the penalty spot, get your head up and have a look. As every single footballer, whatever standard you've played, will say if you think you're in a better position. France on the ball, Camavinga. Back to Upamecano. Meccano plays it now to Saliba. Saliba Comes up towards the halfway line. Short pass inside to Chouameni. Chouameni goes for the left to right. Finds Koundé. Koundé back to the halfway line. Supported here. Way forward this time. And Koundé gets a little give and go with Muani. Conte back, and finally the ball back is a little bit deep, I would say, in fairness, for Upamecano, but he manages to pick a pass out to Chouameni. Little step over this time. Theo Hernandez has got himself down the flank, tries to slip it beyond Cancelo. Mbappe comes across, the two go together. Referee Michael Oliver says it's a goal kick. João Cancelo, quite an enigmatic character. Back in the fold at Manchester City yet again. But for how long is the question. Spent most of last season in Germany playing his football, playing his trade. Costa to Pepe inside his own penalty area. The Portuguese penalty area awaited by right-hand side as they face the pitch. Mendes back to Pepe. Pepe 4 yards outside his own penalty area. But static, not a lot moving in front of him. Closest man to give him an option was Bernardo Silva, but he goes back to Costa. Costa goes to Diaz. Diaz goes to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva possibly coming a little bit narrow. A lot of people tended to think that João Cancelo would be left more as a right back and allow Silva to go on the wander, and that seems to be pretty obvious now we look at this. Bernardo Silva popping up in many pockets. Portugal, though, just keep going backwards and sideways as they play the ball back to their own keeper. Pepe to Costa. Costa back to Pepe. Goal away to my right-hand side. Short pass forward to Vitinha. Vitinha to Palhinha. Palhinha back to the corner of the penalty area of Portugal, away to my right. And Pepe takes a touch for smiting the long ball forward. Upamecano. Rafael Leão goes shoulder to shoulder. It's strength by Deo Upamecano, just shoulders his man off the ball. Throw to France, about 16 yards away from the corner flag, defended on this near side by the right back, Jules Koundé, who's now going to take the throw. Throws it up towards the feet of Kolo Muani. Muani does well, and N'Golo Kanté can't get there. Palhinha tidies up. Ball goes into the technical area to the left of the halfway line. Frequented by the shaven-headed Roberto Martinez, and Michael Maignan has just received a ball back from his centre-half Deo Upamecano, and his first touch is put it out for a corner. That's a bit of a lazy touch there. Touched it with his right, his left, and then his right, and just heeled the ball out of play. So it's a corner for Portugal. And this time it is going to be in the 15th minute, whilst we are goalless, and it's Fernandes again. It's right down by the point of my left shoulder as I look out of my goal. Out of my commentary position. Maignan looks out to his right. Portugal fans mass there. Fernandes with a deep ball in. Maignan comes and claims rather simply. No red shirt around him. Bowls it out overarm, looking for the run here of Mbappe. Good covering by João Cancelo. Gets there first, plays it short and up the touchline to Silva. Silva in field to João Palhinha. Palhinha will look out to the left back position, which is now filled by Bruno Fernandes. Plays it back to the left back Mendes, who gives it him back on the halfway line. Short pass to Rafael Leão. He's got a chance to run now. Pick up a head of steam to the right side. Koundé. Koundé holds his line. Down towards the dead ball line he goes. Plays the ball right across the face of goal. First touch by Bernardo Silva. Wants to set up for Palhinha. Does a reverse ball, but he's forced wide of the goal. João Palhinha. Back to Silva. Now to Rafael Leão. 6 yards from the dead ball line of France, but he plays it all the way back to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, 32 yards out. Rifles a shot in deflection, this time off the body of William Saliba. Another corner to Portugal. The third of this first half. And again, you have to say that Portugal have surprised myself, as I thought it would be France taking it to them. Fernandes got the shot that ricocheted away. Corner to Portugal. We're into the 17th minute. Goal away to my left, and Michael Maignan looks out to his left, further corner away. Fernandes will try to hook this away from the goal this time. Lifts it into the box. Big header away at the front post this time. Away by Kolo Muani. Foul inside the box on Hernandez by Cristiano Ronaldo, by the looks of it. And a whistle-blowing episode this time by, you guessed it, Michael Oliver, the English referee. Well, it's been interesting more than exciting, I'd have to say, for the first 17 minutes. Portugal 0, France 0. Portugal, you'd say, maybe just in the ascendancy in terms of possession and maybe territorial advantage, and their accuracy is very good. 96% on all passes, but I'm talking stats now, which is often a sign that the football on show is very equal in its ability. Centre spot. Conte back to Saliba. Saliba into the feet of Griezmann. Griezmann steps away from one, lays it back to N'Golo Conte. Conte out on the far side to Hernandez. Hernandez level with the Portuguese penalty area. Away to my right, back to Mbappe, back to Hernandez. Hernandez got two for company. Silva and Cancelo deal with it. João Cancelo up to the feet of Ronaldo. First time left to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Vitinha. Quick break on here. Out to Rafael Leao. Real break coming from Nuno Mendes. Leao drives towards the penalty area. Crosses the ball in. Hits the head of Deo Upamecano. Squirts away on the far side, which is the Portuguese right-hand side. Goes out for a throw midway inside the French penalty area. Silva to Cancelo. Cancelo to Palhinha, back to Cancelo. Cancelo all the way back to the halfway line. Diaz infield, inside the centre circle on the Portuguese side to Pepe, who brings it out on his near side with a sweeping ball along the floor. To Mendes, Mendes to Rafael Leao. Tries to take on two here. They're being doubled up. Mawani's behind Koundé. Tries to get past Koundé. Koundé puts a foot out and blocks it. Couldn't see if that went out. Which side of the corner flag, whether it's a corner or a throw. Roberto Martinez side, you would have to say, with the possession in the high 60s. They've got themselves their fourth corner. And again, it will be Fernandes to take. Goal away to my left-hand side. Maignan looks out to his right shoulder. So it's right down by the point of my left shoulder. Standing close is Rafael Leao, but it's going to be a right foot from Bruno Fernandes, you fancy, to try and put it under the crossbar on Maignan. Deep ball in. Clears everybody, but headed away this time by Theo Hernandez of France. Griezmann gets onto the loose ball. Short pass inside. Nicely played away by Kolo Muani. Hernandez now driving forward with real pace, almost up to the penalty area of Portugal. His ball inside, though, is cut out, but it comes to Griezmann now. Griezmann outside Palhinha. Rolls the ball back to the right back Koundé. Koundé gets a ricochet off the shins of Fernandes. Finds Camavinga. Camavinga now. Theo Hernandez, first time shot. Palmed away by Diogo Costa into his penalty area, but Portugal managed to hook the ball away. And a bit of calm ensues after Fernandes plays the ball back to the left back, Nuno Fernandes. Nuno Mendes comes forward, not Fernandes, I should say. But it's starting to maybe have a little stretched effect. Griezmann and Mbappe around the corner for Conte. Can't control it and laid back from 24 yards away from the goal of Portugal, away to my right. By Ruben Dias to Diogo Costa, who then passes the ball out to the left back, Nuno Mendes. Mendes rolls it infield, but back towards his own 18-yard box, away to my right to Pepe. Pepe finds João Palhinha. Palhinha finds Ruben Dias, and Dias will play it to João Cancelo. Back to Dias again. 6 yards outside his own penalty area for Portugal. Portugal defend the goal away to my right. Short pass forward to Palhinha. Back to Dias and squared to Pepe. Pepe, near side, finds Mendes. Mendes back to Pepe. Portugal's really enjoying possession. Silva now in between the two centre-half. Tries to come forward. Held up by Muani. To Mendes. Mendes to Fernandes. Fernandes strikes the nuts Camavinga, who gets a little bit on it and then turns the ball into the centre circle on the French side to Conte. Conte drives forward, plays it out to Mbappe. Mbappe level with the 18-yard box of Portugal, trying to take on João Cancelo. Goes outside and plays it across, palmed away after a deflection by the keeper, Diogo Costa. Vitinha gets it back and it's dumped away by Palhinha inside his own penalty area. Just goes to show you, João Cancelo's no slouch, but Mbappe, a little electrical burst there, just got himself space to play it in. Costa in the goal away to my right, dived 90 degrees to his goal line out and palmed it into the middle of the penalty area. 22 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, France 0. Fernandes to Conte. Conte to Griezmann. Griezmann ran a corner to Mbappe, who lays it back first time. Decent work by Tchouaméni. Back to Conte. Back to Tchouaméni. Chouameni on the left, looks to his right and finds the right back, Koundé. Koundé gets it down. Infield this time to Camavinga. Camavinga plays it across the face of Vitina and finds Griezmann. Griezmann up to Mbappe, back to goal, 24 yards from the Portugal goal away to my right. Out to Koundé, back to Camavinga. Camavinga, right foot, drifted ball, looking for the left back Hernandez to run in behind, but it's too long, too strong. And that to play past the goal away to my right-hand side. And that is a goal kick. Yeah, just a little bit of pace just a moment ago from Kylian Mbappe. Got him around João Cancelo, who looks to be sort of having to hem or rein back his natural want to drive forward in this lineup today. Pepe to Costa, Costa to Cancelo. 12 yards inside the half of Portugal. Tries to play a ball down the channel. Silva heads it out to Ronaldo, who's on that right-hand side. Ronaldo being tracked this time by Hernandez. Goes under after a little touch. Goes down in a heap. Michael Oliver says nothing doing here. And now Michael Oliver says it's a head injury for Cristiano Ronaldo. And that coming together with Theo Hernandez. Not too sure I see too much of... yeah, it's a little coming together of skulls there. Not really much more than that, and certainly not malicious in any way, shape, or form. Ball's back in play. Coming away with the ball is Upamecano into the Philippines goal. To Chouameni, to Conte. Conte out to the right back, Koundé. Koundé inside, finds Camavinga, 30 yards from the Portugal goal, away to my right, out to Koundé. Koundé looks for the underlapping run of Camavinga. Pepe's really strong in the challenge, but he's given too much away there. Pepe looks at him and says that's just a fair centre-half shoulder charge. Pepe needs to go into the penalty area here and start marking up, because I don't think they're going to change that. Camavinga just got there before him, and what would have been a shoulder-to-shoulder ended up being a shoulder into the small of the shoulder blades of Camavinga. Free kick arises, 25 on the clock. Portugal 0, France 0. And France with a chance to deliver into the penalty area of Portugal, away to my right-hand side. Griezmann has the ball 7 yards from the dead ball line, away to my right-hand side. About 6 yards outside. Diogo Costa's left-hand side of his penalty area. Whipped in. Flicks off the head at the front post of Ronaldo and away. Hernandez brings it down. Mbappe to Hernandez. Hernandez tries to go around the outside. Bernardo Silva, impish little figure, gets the ball away, but doesn't find a red shirt. Picked up by Chouameni. Chouameni back on the ball. Finds Camavinga midway inside the Portuguese half. Portugal defend the goal away to my right. Chouameni, Camavinga, Koundé, Camavinga. Upamecano, Chouameni, Conte, Mbappe. Flag goes up. Kylian Mbappe, with his pace, doesn't really need to break the line when he's looking across it. Just a little yard, maybe half a yard. Ball's back in play, back to Diogo Costa. Fairly chanceless first period of the game. 26 minutes of almost elapsed as Vitina, midway inside the Portugal half, away to the right of the halfway line, flicks it out to the right back, Cancelo. Cancelo back to Diaz. Diaz inside to Vitina. Vitina back to Diaz. Diaz 18 yards shy of the halfway line, 12 yards shy of the halfway line. Out to Silva, who's 6 yards inside his own half, but out on that far touchline, so they face the pitch. It is a touchline away from me. End of Vitina. Vitina to Palina. Palina crossfield ball looking for Leao. Finds Leao. 12 yards inside the half of France. Now drives towards the right back, Koundé. Tries to go outside Koundé. He's now 6 yards from the dead ball line. Goes back towards the dead ball line. Leao pulls it back. Good defensive work this time by Upamecano. Clears the ball away. And dangerous Rafael Leao. If he gets the chance to just get a couple of 3 yards to run and start getting up some momentum towards Jules Koundé, suddenly everything looks really different. Fernandes again with a Portugal corner. They're fifth of the first half. Goal away to my left-hand side. French goal. Maignan looks out to his right. It's right down by the point of my left shoulder as I'm here. 28th minute. Fernandes to go short this time to Leao. That's by Griezmann. Sets it out this time to Silva. Silva back to Fernandes. Different angle. Sweeps it into the box. Big header away at the back post this time by Saliba. Mbappe to Conte. Conte cuts forward. Tries to slip a ball on. Mbappe in a straight foot race this time. Mendes is shouldered off. Mbappe picks the ball up down by the dead ball line. Inside the Portugal penalty area. Sets it out to Griezmann. 22 yards out. Left foot shot goes in. Hits N'Golo Conte. Rebounds out to Camavinga. Camavinga to Hernandez. Hernandez tries to play it in. Blocked by the leg of Cancelo. And this time Camavinga decides as it comes to him to take a touch and fire a shot goal. Which sadly is a little too high. And over the top of the crossbar. Just seen the replay with Mbappe and Nuno Mendes. And I'm afraid that Nuno Mendes took the easy option for me. Paperwork everywhere. Diaz. Mr. Pepe. Pepe to Mendes. Back inside to Pepe. Back here to Mendes. Back inside to Pepe. Pepe into the feet of Leao, who scoops it back to Diaz, midway point of the Portugal half. Remember, Portugal defend the goal away to my right. France defend the goal away to my left here at the Volkspark Stadium in Hamburg. Second of the quarterfinals to be played today. First one went the way of Spain. In extra time, they got the winner. Marino Como opened the scoring. Wirtz equalised in the 89th minute for Germany. Marino then headed in extra time to send the hosts tumbling out of the tournament and setting up a semi-final clash between Spain in Munich and either Portugal or France. Leao being tracked by Upamecano down to the dead ball line. Crossing the ball in. Maignan's down by his right post. Saves a non-threatening looking ball. And then plays the ball out overarm to his left back, Fernandes. 30 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, France 0. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Mbappe. Mbappe turns to run at Cancelo. Now doubled up with Paulinho. He gets a foot in. Mbappe still in possession of the ball, but he's right on that far touchline. Good work by João Paulinho. Would not let him pass. It's going to be a throw to France. Level with the 18-yard box of Portugal. On the far side of the pitch. As Portugal defend the goal away to my right. France, though, throw it back to the halfway line. Tchouaméni, Conte, Tchouaméni, and now Camavinga. Up to the feet, back to goal of Mbappe. First time layup to Kolo Muani, who tried to get outside Pepe. Pepe, superb defending. Down in a heap inside the penalty area is Nuno Mendes, whilst Vitina tries to come away with the football, being hounded and harassed by N'Golo Conte and Jules Koundé. He's done really well to actually hold it up and then put the ball out of play. Koundé throws the ball back. Finds Upamecano, square to Camavinga, straight ball over the top looking for Mbappe inside the penalty area, caught by Costa. Costa bowls it out overarm and finds Fernandes. Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva upended by Camavinga on the halfway line, far side of the pitch. 30 minutes have elapsed now. Portugal 0, France 0, and it's still, in fairness, a titanic struggle between two of the big guns in this tournament. But you've also got to say it's not been appetising fare. Portugal have had a lot of possession, but maybe in the middle third and quite happy just to knock it around. France looking lethal if they can try and use the pace of Kylian Mbappe. Silva, halfway line. Throws it back to Cancelo. Cancelo, far side of the pitch, goes back into his own half with a ball along the floor to Diaz. Diaz square to Pepe. Pepe to Mendes, the left back. First touch is a bit heavy, but he manages to get it down the line to Leao. Carries on with his undercutting run, gets the ball. He's trapped though by Kolo Muani, gets a toe in and plays it inside to N'Golo Conte. Conte back to Upamecano. Three red shirts around him, just outside his own penalty area, so he goes back to Michael Maignan. And Maignan knocks a long ball up towards the halfway line. Mendes is under it, skids the full ball off his head by Pepe. To Fernandes. Fernandes to Rafael Leao. Mendes 6 yards inside the French half. France defend the goal away to my left. Back to Pepe. Short pass. It rolls along the halfway line to Palhinha. Palhinha opens his body up and looks for the right back, João Cancelo. Cancelo midway inside the France half, tries to reverse the ball into Fernandes, cut out by Hernandez, and Hernandez gets the ball forward to Griezmann. Griezmann up to the halfway line, plays it slightly to his right and finds Koundé. Koundé back inside to Griezmann. Griezmann 18 yards inside the Portugal half. Portugal defend the goal away to my right. Out this time to Koundé. Deep ball in. Mbappe peels off away from Cancelo, who glances the ball away. Mbappe's first on the scene. 12 yards from the dead ball line. Cuts away from goal. Plays it infield to Griezmann. Griezmann back to Mbappe. Right on the apex or the corner of Costa's penalty area on the right-hand side as he looks at a goal away to my right. Tchouaméni with a crossfield ball finds Jules Koundé. Camavinga makes an undercutting run, but he goes inside to N'Golo Kanté. 25 yards out from goal. Tries to tiptoe his way forward, back out to Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga takes on Mendes into the feet of Griezmann, who manages to spin, but as it pops off his body, across goes Bruno Fernandes to put it away for a France corner. I thought they might have had one earlier on. It is their first corner. On the way to my right-hand side. Right down by the point of my right shoulder here. Costa looks out to his left. It's Griezmann to go short. Out to the edge of the box this time. Koundé back to Griezmann, who's onside. Clips a deep ball in towards the head at the back post, and somehow Upamecano went to head it and then caught it with his trailing leg, but it's gone out to the far side of the penalty area. Mbappe. Upamecano square to Camavinga. Closed down by Cristiano Ronaldo, means he has to force the ball back to Saliba. Tchouaméni, Hernandez, 35 on the clock, Portugal 0, France 0. Camavinga, forced away from goal by Pepe, spins again, turns and looks again, tries to slip the ball through for Griezmann, but it's well read by the left back, Nuno Mendes. He tries a little drag, back toe comes in from Griezmann, throw to Portugal, 12 yards away from the corner flag. Defended on its near side by the left back. And hasn't been the most exciting affair. Pepe gets the ball from Mendes, plays it back to Mendes. Mendes finds Fernandes. Lifts the ball over the top looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo's being caught hand over fist by Saliba. He lets the ball run across him, facing his own goal before playing it out to N'Golo Kanté. N'Golo Kanté now finds the figure of Upamecano, who spreads it out to the left back for France. Hernandez back inside this time to N'Golo Kanté. 10 minutes of regulation time left in the first half. Tchouaméni finds Camavinga. Camavinga finds Koundé. Koundé 8 yards from the ball line, sets it back this time to Tchouaméni. Infield. Good work by Griezmann. Plays it now to Koundé. Koundé along the floor into the penalty area of Portugal. Would have looked dangerous, but Pepe mopped up rather easily. Deflected clearance balloons up in the air. Picked up by Silva. Silva plays it back into the Portugal penalty area for Mendes. Mendes to Pepe. And Pepe to Fernandes. Excuse me. At the moment, it's not the greatest show. If you're not watching this, hopefully I can try and give you some update on my hay fever. That's what's obviously got me just at the moment. Oh, it's been raining cats and dogs where I am. Palhinha, Vitina, up to the halfway line for the Portugal man, over the halfway line. Can he play it out near side? Leao now, midway side to French half, faced by Koundé and Camavinga. Short ball inside to Vitina. Vitina comes inside, squares the ball out to Cancelo. Cancelo now faced by Hernandez, 8 yards outside the France penalty area, away to my left. Infield to Vitina. Vitina, a little ball through for Bernardo Silva. Can he get there before Saliba? He can, but Saliba's all over him like a rash. Twists the ball away from him and rolls it back to Maignan over by his left post in the goal away to my left. He thumps the ball away. Good defensive work there by William Saliba. Portugal now with Cancelo. 12 yards shy, the 18-yard box of France, away to my left. Short pass inside to Palhinha. Palhinha to Bernardo Silva. Helped on. Cancelo with the first ball across the face of goal. The Portuguese player had actually attacked it. It was right across the 6-yard box. And Maignan in the goal away to my left. His left to my right. And it's the right back Koundé comes away with it. There's the ball to Camavinga. Camavinga to N'Golo Kanté. A little bit of space here for the former Chelsea man. Later that to Hernandez. Hernandez to Mbappe. Mbappe level the 18-yard box of Portugal. Cuts from his left foot to his right. Reverses the ball looking for Griezmann. Griezmann stops. Ball runs harmlessly away for a goal kick to Portugal. In all honesty, I'm going to talk to myself as a pundit now. And I'm going to ask myself who would be happier with this first 38 minutes. I'd have to say that Portugal will be happy with the way they've kept possession. They won't be happy with a lack of penetration, but they feel and look very comfortable on the football. I think Didier Deschamps, often known as being cautious about his team selection, has got his side well disciplined and hopefully will snatch a goal. But it's definitely Portugal that are happier on the football, having seen the lion's share of possession as high as 68% in this first half. Now it's just a meagre 59%. It'll be a throw while I do my punditry there, away to my left-hand side. Portugal with the throw. Mendes back to Vitinha. Vitinha, who's just started to get involved in the game, goes back to the centre spot and finds Ruben Diaz. Diaz this time needs options. And again, France very happy for Portugal to play it around in front of them. Goes out to the right back Cancelo. And the line to Silva. Back inside to Palhinha. Back out to Silva. Silva now to Cancelo. Level the 18-yard box of France. Lovely darting run down channel by Silva, who stands the ball up towards Rafael Leao, who comes under the ball. And the ball clears his head and coming away on this near side. The right back of France, Jules Koundé. Stops shy of halfway line, plays on his side to Eduardo Camavinga. He looks out far side, picks out Hernandez. Hernandez now, 40th minute of the game. Still Portugal 0, France 0. Attempts on target, I think, is still pretty much stalemate. France now, just outside the Portuguese penalty area, away to my right-hand side. Tchouameni with a crossfield ball. Gets there. Finds Koundé. Koundé with the ball in, headed away on the edge of his 6-yard box, away to my right by Pepe. Ronaldo back to Bruno Fernandes, up to the feet of Leao. Leao back inside to Pepe. Again, it's a laboured carry-out from Portugal, although Pepe's crossfield ball finds Cancelo. Cancelo looks for a ball in and over the top of the French central defenders, headed away by Saliba, only as far as the midway point of the French half, where Vitinha plays it near side to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes into the feet of Vitinha. Vitinha into the box outside Camavinga. Tries to drag it back. Maybe. Trust your left foot, sir. Good tackle by Mendes. Vitinha picks it up. This time he's flattened by Kolo Muani. And it's a free kick for Portugal. I would say 7 yards outside the penalty area of France, away to my left-hand side. I wonder who's going to take this. Do we need to have any guesses? Should we have a Twittery X poll? Your journeyman commentator has a rueful smile on his face because he tends to think he knows who's going to have a go. And his record at direct free kicks is not the best in the world. And this is sometimes when you get Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva stood around, you do sometimes think maybe, just maybe, it is time for somebody to say, not now, Ronaldo. Centre spot, penalty spot for Michael Maignan in a goal away to my left-hand side would be 12 o'clock. This is about 8 minutes past the hour. Not quite 10 past. I'm being pernickety, about 8 minutes past the hour. And it is far enough out, I would say, to thump it with a knuckleball. Fernandes goes for it in the end, not Ronaldo. It just sweeps it over the top of the crossbar. Caught a cameraman out as well. And me, I'm glancing at one thing, looking at another. Fernandes got it up and down, but it was wide of Maignan's right post in the goal away to my left. 42 minutes gone. Up to the halfway line, headed away by Diaz. Throw to France, 12 yards inside their own half. Hernandez with the throw, back to Saliba. Coming together in the middle of the park. Fernandez has gone down after a collision. Seemed to run into the back there of Aurelien Tchouameni. He was behind him and Tchouameni stopped, and then Fernandez kept his eyes on the prize in front of him and run into his back, but they're both okay. Saliba to Camavinga, back to Saliba. Won't want that pass again, Saliba, but does well as he pulls it out of the air by his right shoulder with his foot, brings it down and passes it out. But under pressure, France have cleared their lines and at a play, look at Meccano, the man that put it into touch. Mendes, the left back for Portugal, threw it to Pepe. Pepe to Vitina. Vitina into the feet of Ronaldo. Ronaldo now faced by Camavinga. Sets the ball back to Vitina. Vitina to Palhinha. Palhinha opens his body out. Nice touch. Has he gone for the crossfield ball, which doesn't find Cancelo. Cleared by Hernandez to Mbappe on the halfway line. Mbappe, short pass to Griezmann. Back this time to Tchouameni. Out to this right back, Koundé. Koundé midway inside the half of Portugal. Just waits for the challenger of Rafael Leão. Looked as though he was waiting for the challenge. But Dean Michael Oliver, our referee, says you were waiting to fall over at any given opportunity. Portugal try and come away. Fernandez loses out to Aurelien Tchouameni. Good work by Ronaldo. Ronaldo gets it back to Leão. Leão and Camavinga have a coming together. But the loose ball falls nicely for Mendes, the left back for Portugal. He feeds it into the central point of the Portugal half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Cancelo driving forward. That's to turn back, finds support from Bernardo Silva, Vitina, Cancelo, Palhinha. Clips it out to Rafael Leão. Brings it down, got support here, but goes in field to Vitina. Vitina's starting to get a little bit busier on the ball in the last sort of 10 minutes. Mendes to Rafael Leão. Standing start this time. Wait. Good ball by Mendes. Finds Fernandez. Fernandez back to Vitina. Vitina scoops it over the top of the centre half, but he won't find Bruno Fernandes. And outcoming from his goal is Michael Maignan to pick the ball up and claim it safely by the penalty spot in his own penalty area. We're into the 45th minute of this first half, which has been a struggle between two sides as the prize gets ever bigger in front of them for a place in the semi-final to face Spain in Munich. N'Golo Kanté just shy of the halfway line. If I can sum the first half up, I'm hoping there'll be less than a minute of time added on at the end of this first period. Michael Oliver is our referee. We're into time added on. The referee says that's it. 4 seconds he added on. It's goalless at the break here in Hamburg in the Volkspark Stadium. It's Portugal 0, France 0. The second half will have to be a lot better, you fancy. Do join me for it. here at the Volkspark Stadium in Hamburg. And France are wearing their white shirts, blue shorts and white socks. And of course, they are defending the goal away to my right-hand side. Well, look, as the game gets underway in the second half, the lineups for us today. Costa in goal. From left to right, the back four of Mendes, Diaz, Pepe and Cancelo. For Portugal, they have three in the middle of the park in Fernandes, Palhinha and Vitinha. And up front, they have Leao, Ronaldo and Silva. It was a pretty tepid first half. Portugal possibly the better side in terms of possession, but they didn't do an awful lot with it in that respect. Whereas we had one shot on target, and that was from Theo Hernandez, the left-back of France, from some distance. In goal for them is Maignan. They have a back four from right to left of Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez. They have three in the middle of the park in Tchouaméni, Conte and Camavinga. And from Griezmann sits in just behind the front two, which are Mbappe and Kolo Muani. The other team on the field of play today are Michael Oliver, a referee, assisted by Stuart Burke and Dan Cook. And the fourth official or board man is Simon Marciniak from Poland. And VAR, or monitor man as I like to call it, is Paul van Berkel from the Netherlands. Vitinha plays the ball far side, Hernandez. Fernandes goes back to Mendes. Mendes, the left back down the line to Fernandes. Fernandes inside to Vitinha, who I thought started to get a wee bit more into the game at the end of the first 45. Crossfield ball midway inside the French half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Cancelo back to Pepe. Pepe out to Mendes. Mendes down the line to Rafael Leao, who's now got a chance to run at Koundé. Goes inside this time to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva flicks the ball up. Easy chest down at the back post by Hernandez to his keeper Maignan in the goal away to my right-hand side. Two heavyweights here fighting for the right to face Spain in a semi-final at Munich. The pitch here at the Volkspark Stadium in Hamburg. Very, very nice. Developed by Camavinga. Camavinga goes back to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni out to Koundé. Koundé back to Camavinga. And now squared by Tchouaméni from Upamecano. Down the line to Mbappe, into Conte. Conte to Hernandez. Hernandez level the 18-yard box of Portugal, away to my left. It's touched by Conte. Just get it back to Hernandez. Picks himself up. Very strong challenge by João Cancelo, timed perfectly. France with a little bit more purpose at the start of this second half. Conte. Aurélien Tchouaméni. Hernandez, 12 yards from the dead ball line of Portugal. Back to Mbappe. Mbappe cutting in on his right boot, fires a shot in, taken from the outside of the penalty area by Diogo Costa into his midriff, safely down towards his right post. Ronaldo tries to feed the ball down the line to Leao, takes it through quickly. I do apologise, but hay fever seems to have caught up with me late at night here. Anyway, Fernandes back to Pepe, journeyman commentator. Podcast available on all platforms if you want to listen. Lovely bit of work by Mendes. Mendes is in behind, goes into the box. Oh, is he caught there? Deo Upamecano went across. Mendes went up in the air. Michael Oliver was close by to say that there was no contact. This time Palhinha upends his man, Kolo Muani, 4 yards inside the French half. First quarter-final today was refereed by Anthony Taylor, and Mbappe stopped by Cancelo, who loops away from the Portuguese penalty area away to my left. Conte, Tchouaméni, Griezmann, Conte again. Conte tries to pull it back, hits the legs of Cancelo. Falls outside the Portuguese penalty area to Griezmann. Griezmann now to Aurelien Tchouameni. Drives a shot, it hits Palhinha. Ronaldo holds the ball up, gets it out to Fernandes, and Fernandes puts a lot more forward, looking for the run of Leao, but it's always evading him. And running out of the goal away to my right-hand side was Maignan, right out to the corner flag. Puts the ball up, runs back infield, plays it to Saliba. Saliba to Camavinga, straight ball over the top, looking for Mbappe. Can he get it behind this time? Diaz. Diaz heads it away on the edge of his own 18-yard box. Away to my left. Pepe enforces a clearance, picked up by the French midfielder Griezmann. Griezmann to Koundé. Griezmann. Tchouameni. Upamecano. Camavinga. Now on this near side. Hernandez back to N'Golo Kanté. Tries to slip it in. Fernandes right across the face. A goal into the back. Kolo Muani can't get there. Right across the face of the Portuguese penalty area. Pulled back by Koundé. And this time Bruno Fernandes tries to get the ball forward. Doesn't find his man, and Upamecano before Ronaldo can get there, plays it back to Michael Maignan. French have just upped it a little bit. The ante's got a little bit higher for the French side here. Driving forward towards that Portugal penalty area away to my left. Fernandes, Mbappe back to Tchouameni. Crossfield ball finds the right back Koundé. Koundé chests it down. Right foot cross deep across the face of goal. Near side it's going to evade Mbappe and go away for a throw to Portugal. It's not clicking really for the French. They've scored 3 goals in this tournament, 2 of which have been own goals and 1 has been a penalty. And that's with the embarrassment of riches that they have. I think we'll play Switzerland tomorrow, and I don't really want to say anything more about the embarrassment of riches they've got. Portugal with Cancelo. Palhinha tries to thread the Ave needle, wins it back, won by Tchouameni. Fernandes inside, Vitina wins it back. 12 yards outside his own penalty area, plays it back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva with a crossfield ball means that Nuno Mendes is scurrying back to stop it going out of play. Gets there in time though. He's deep in his own half. Plays it back towards the dead ball line where Pepe's there. Pepe opens his body up to his right side. Short ball forward to Vitina. Vitina back out to Mendes. And they played through a sort of half-hearted press there by France. Portugal with Pepe to Vitina. Vitina, what's he going to do? He's allowed to amble up towards the halfway line. He's almost up to it now. Clips it out to Ronaldo, his left wing. Plays it down the left wing, further for Rafael Leao. Going across to get there is Dale Upamecano, who puts the ball out of play for a throw to Portugal. About 24 yards away from the corner flag, defended by Jules Koundé, the French right back. Played in by Ronaldo. Blocked by Camavinga this time from 18 yards away. And it goes all the way out for a corner to Portugal, their first of this second half and their 6th of the game. Goal away to my right-hand side. Maignan looks out to his right. Fernandes will take. 54th minute. Furthest corner away. Palhinha, Vitina, Pepe and Ronaldo all on the edge. High-hanging ball round the back. Bernardo Silva got the header on, blocked. Comes out, turned back in by Cancelo. Maignan's trying to get there. Goes back out on the far side to Fernandes. Fernandes faced by Griezmann. Leao tries to get involved. Its move's broken down and the French will attack now. Kolo Muani to Griezmann. Griezmann up to the halfway line. Almost a 3-on-2 here. Palhinha's trying to get back and in the end has a little nibble. And just having a little look. We've got Kylian Mbappe down. Mask off. As Vitina picks up Michael Oliver's yellow card, which had fallen out of his pocket. Sort of something's happened. I can't tell you exactly what, but Kylian Mbappe is down holding his nose, which you know has been an offending article at this championships. Well, yeah, Bernardo Silva's header was going goalwards and it hit the temple piece of the mask of Kylian Mbappe and went across. And that's where we are now. Kylian Mbappe, the French wonder boy, is down. Vitina gives the card back to Michael Oliver. France could ill afford to lose Kylian Mbappe, but the ricochet of the mask going across would have caught the bridge of that broken nose from earlier in the tournament. So again, lots of pensive faces looking on from the touchline as to what happens. Trying to see. Didn't catch him per se right on the nose, but it caught him on the side of the temple stroke here and would have fired the mask across the face. Move broke down just a moment ago, but Esmond was caught. I'm not sure whether there's going to be a foul. We don't seem to have too much going on apart from Kylian Mbappe making his way off to the touchline. Little lull in the game. I won't say the excitement because there hasn't been that much excitement so far. And hand on heart, I would love a winner in 90 minutes. Might just instigate a little bit of a game of football breaking out instead of a chess match. Vitina driving towards the French penalty area, way to my right. Out to Mendes, Mendes to Leao. Leao now trying to take on Koundé. Sweeps the ball across the face of the penalty area. It's too high for Cristiano Ronaldo, and it finally arcs away out of play. With a goal away to my right for a goal kick to France. Mbappe's back on the field of play. Mark's back in place, but at the moment, that's the best thing we've had to talk about. 58th minute of the game, and it's still France 0, Portugal 0. Cancelo to Silva, Silva to Diaz, Diaz square, midway point of the Portuguese half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Pepe out to the left back, Mendes, Mendes down the line to Leao, cut out by Koundé. Koundé gets into Kolo Muani, back to Camavinga, Griezmann forward, now Koundé again, midway inside the half of Portugal. Trying to set it down the line to Kolo Muani, who's offside right in front of the official on the far side. The flag is fluttered with a degree of authority. And no waiting there. Portugal 0, France 0, 58th minute has now elapsed. Is anybody going to take this tie by the lapels and drive it forward? Maybe Portugal with Diogo Costa saving three. The first three the other day in the last match. Maybe they fancy their chances at penalties. Long way to go for that. If it continues like this, please text me and wake me up. Crossfield ball, it's got to liven up soon. Cancelo. Infield to Vitina. Vitina out to Fernandes. Fernandes back to Palhinha. Palhinha 15 yards inside the Portugal half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Pepe to Vitina. Vitina 6 yards inside the Portugal half. Back to the halfway line to Palhinha. Palhinha to Pepe. Pepe scoops it out to Nuno Mendes. Chests it down. Plays it down the line to Leao. Leao's got a chance to drive into the penalty area. There's no Koundé. It's down to the dead ball line. Real chance. Oh, what a challenge coming in by Eduardo Camavinga to put it away for a corner. Just as you thought that Rafael Leao was going to pull the trigger. Just as he went to get it on his left boot. Camavinga with a little toe to get it away. And that's a superb challenge by Eduardo Camavinga, but it's a corner to Portugal. Goal away to my right, 60 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, France 0. Fernandes. Maignan looks out of the goal to his right, furthest corner away. Fernandes this time, not going to go for the short one. 60th minute, it's a poor ball in. Gets ricocheted away. Silva stabs the ball back to Mendes. Mendes back to Bernardo Silva. Silva being tracked by the right back, playing left back now, Jules Koundé. Turns around, faced by Mbappe, plays it inside to Ruben Diaz. Diaz opens his body up and finds Palhinha. Palhinha to Vitina. Vitina scoops the ball over the top. Fernandes with the run in behind. Checked out of the way this time. Going back by Jules Koundé. Maignan catches the ball by the penalty spot in the French penalty area. Away to my right-hand side. Portugal enjoying a little spell on the ball. Yet again, Vitina being ushered away from the ball, this time by Aurélien Upamecano. French substitutes down to the right of the halfway line, being worked quite hard. Is Didier Deschamps thinking of shuffling the pack? That's the question. Fernandes, crossfield ball to João Cancelo. Cancelo into the French half. Lovely ball. Bruno Fernandes is in. Fires a low shot down to his right-hand side. The outstretched arm of Maignan saves it. First real goal-scoring chance for anybody in this. And Fernandes gets the ball to Cancelo, who tries to curl it into the top corner of Maignan's net from 12 yards. But he goes wide. And Portugal are the first of the two pet football teams to raise their lip and show their teeth. A lovely run from midfield by Fernandes. Tried to pull it across the face of Maignan from his left to his right. Maignan down low to his right-hand side, got a big paw and got the ball away. France will possibly just look at that and think, okay, we were livelier in the first part of this first half, second half I should say, and now Portugal have just put a little rubber stamp back on the game again. Koundé. Up Meccano, back to Saliba. Saliba 12 yards outside his penalty area, away to my right. Makes it out to the right side of centre half. Up to N'Golo Kanté, who spreads the ball on his near side to Aurélien Tchouameni. Up to the feet of Mbappe, back to Tchouameni, scoops it over the top, looking for Theo Hernandez. Can he keep it in play? He can do. He's down 6 yards away from the dead ball line of France. Rolls it back to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe on his right boot. All the way to my left, the Portugal goal under threat. N'Golo Kanté caught in possession by Palhinha. Ball breaks out of France. Coming forward, Tchouameni. Well, he went for a right foot shot towards the top left-hand corner of Costa's net, but he actually hit the corner flag on the far side. It was a woeful shot there by Aurélien Tchouameni. Maignan has kept France in the game. Break from midfield just moments ago from Bruno Fernandes, possibly the best move of the game. Bringing a save from the keeper. Fernandes, Vitinha, halfway line on the half turn, turns away. Camavinga's behind him. Vitinha's driving forward, plays it out to Leao. Leao taking on Koundé. He's into the box, back to Vitinha. First time shot saved by the chest of Maignan. Back heel by Ronaldo, saved again by Maignan. And all of a sudden, Portugal have had 3 presentable chances in the last 5 minutes. They really have. Leao got in behind, played the ball right across. Vitinha came in, fired it. First time goal was hit the chest of Maignan. And as it was played back towards the goal, it was Maignan that stopped the back heel of Ronaldo, who then fell down rather theatrically, and the ball goes away. The French have got their keeper, Michael Maignan, to look at. Corner to Portugal. Portugal's 8th corner. Goal away to my right-hand side. Coming away from his left-hand corner, though. Fernandes will take. Leao being beckoned ever closer. Referee says take it. Don't mind about Kanté. Kanté's far enough away. In goes the corner, headed away by Saliba. Leao plays the ball back to Nuno Mendes on the halfway line. That's time to play it out to his left and find Bernardo Silva. Silva, as this is one, has time and space. No pressure on the ball to turn around. He now ambles over the halfway line. Short pass to Palhinha. Palhinha to Pepe. Pepe out on the far side to Vitinha. Vitinha possibly the man that's having the most influence on the game out of all the 22 players out there at the moment. Superb save by Maignan. Ball back here inside the Portuguese half. Palhinha plays it out on the near side to João Cancelo. Back inside to Vitinha. Vitinha finds Bernardo Silva. Silva inside the centre circle on the Portugal side of the pitch, which is to the left of the halfway line. 2 very good saves by Maignan. And Rafael Leao down the line. Mendes is in front of him, level the 18-yard box of France. Goal away to my right under threat. Mendes back to Vitinha. Vitinha wanders in field, finds Palhinha. Palhinha crossfield ball to Cancelo, chests it down. To Bernardo Silva, almost level the 18-yard box of France away to my right. Short pass inside to Palhinha, who tries to block the ball and in doing so allows France to come away with it. Mendes steals in and wins it back. A little bit stressed and hurried, but France clear their lines. N'Golo Kanté sees the ball played into the feet of Griezmann. Griezmann now out on the far side to Kolo Muani, who tries to run forward, finds Koundé, back to Kolo Muani. Real chance for the French here, deflected wide of the goal by Ruben Diaz as the shot comes in on 66. Well, all of a sudden, for the first time, you actually saw France penetrate the Portuguese. And Ruben Diaz with the block just deflected it wide of Costa's goal when it looked as though it was bound for the back of the Portuguese net for the first time. Corner to France. Game just starting to up. The ante. Ousmane Dembele is on. The first change of the game. Antoine Griezmann is the first player removed from the game. Dembele on for Griezmann. Corner goes short. In it goes. Headed away by Pepe from Portugal. Brought down by Koundé. And all of a sudden, France making that first attacking option. Although Griezmann was an attacking play, had a little impact on the game in the position he was playing, but you fancy it won't be a withdrawn sort of two forwards now. It could be a straightforward three. And Dembele's on the ball straight away. Can he put it into the Portugal penalty area? Cuts across on his left foot, right across the face, dragged back, plays it in, blocked by Vitina. Camavinga wins a header, gets it back to Dembele. Dembele up to the edge of the box. So Mbappe takes it on his right foot, fires a shot in off the legs of Nuno Mendes, balloons high in the sky, and caught safely down on his dead ball line away to my left-hand side by Diogo Costa. So Ousmane Dembele on to take over from Antoine Griezmann. Well, we're into the 68th minute, just over halfway through this second half. Portugal 0, France 0. Two smart saves by Maignan in the second half from Fernandes and from Vitina. And of course, that desperate lunge to block a shot moments ago by Kolo Muani by Ruben Diaz saw France denied. Game was picked up in the second half. We've had 3 chances as opposed to the first half, which was the perfect analysis of a chess match. Paulinho to Fernandes, midway inside the Portuguese half, which is to the left of the halfway line side face the pitch. Game being played here at the Volkspark Stadium, which is the home of SV Hamburg, and in the city of Hamburg, just on the outskirts. For those of us old enough, it's where Kevin Keegan played his trade as Mighty Mouse. Vitina on the football for Portugal to Mendes. Mendes back to Vitina on the halfway line. Again, it's possession-wise, it's 61% of possession that's gone the way of the Portuguese. Diaz inside the centre circle on the Portugal side, which is to the left of the halfway line. Portugal defend the goal away to my left and attack the goal away to my right. But of course, France do the opposite, or else it would look rather silly. Cancelo near side. Infield to Bernardo Silva, back to Diaz, to Vitina, back to Bernardo Silva. Just 4 or 5 yards inside the half of Portugal. Square ball to the left centre half. Pepe to the left. Mendes down the line to Leao. Back to Mendes. Through a little gap to Bernardo Silva, popping up on the left. Plays it back to Leao. Leao level with the 18-yard box of France, away to my right. Got 2 for company. Tries to go outside Koundé. Gets to the dead ball line. Pulls it back. Toe from Camavinga. Headed away by Tchouaméni. Headed forward by Paulinho. Down onto the chest of Kanté. Kanté tries to come away for France. To the right back, Koundé. Koundé midway inside the French half, which is to the right of the halfway line. The crossfield ball into the chest of the left back, Hernandez. Hernandez chested down and starts driving forward outside of him on this left wing. Camavinga. Inside he goes of Cancelo. Into the feet, back to goal this time of Kolo Muani. Out to Dembele. Dembele trying to take on Mendes. Gets the ball across. Camavinga in space. Oh, and he's dragged it wide. Eduardo Camavinga just inside the 6-yard box in the Portuguese penalty area, away to my left-hand side. The ball ricocheted nicely to him. One touch, and he dragged it with his right foot right across the face of goal. Trying to find Costa's far right-hand corner, but as he used his right boot, it was always curling away from the goal. So close. We've had a chance for Camavinga. Chance for Kolo Muane. Over the halfway line for Ronaldo, who has very little to do in this game. Dembele with a crossfield ball. Fernandes with space to work in now. Runs towards the Portugal penalty area away to my left. Short pass back to Camavinga. Camavinga back. Good support here from Aurelien Tchouameni. Crossfield to Conte. Back to Upamecano. Out to Koundé. Koundé down the line to Dembele. Dembele, low ball in, cleared by Pepe in the penalty area of Portugal. Ball by N'Golo Conte is a little bit wayward. Tchouameni goes back to the halfway line. Ball playing the ball down to the left back and getting it back. Saliba, Camavinga. Back it goes again. Camavinga gets it from Hernandez. Hernandez cuts inside of Silva, midway inside the Portuguese half, which is to the left of the halfway line as I face it. Back to Tchouameni and out to Dembele. Dembele now turns, runs at Leao, goes outside Leao, down to the dead ball line, plays it in from a fine angle, low into the 6-yard box of Portugal, away to my left and cleared by Pepe. Portugal about to make 2 changes as well. Nelson Semedo and Sergio Conceição look as though they're coming on. Ball's back on the halfway line with Saliba. Saliba out to the left back. Hernandez. Hernandez back to Saliba. Saliba goes square. Picks up Tchouameni. Tchouameni wants to go down the line, finds Koundé. Koundé out to Dembele. Dembele 12 yards from the Portuguese dead ball line. Slided by Paulinho. Rifled in by Dembele again. Mendes holds his man off. And it's hooked away by Rafael Leao. And it just looks as though France are just starting to build sort of some momentum in this second half. They started well. Portugal came back with a couple of decent chances, but it's now France that seem to be starting to drive as Dembele has a go with a curled shot as he cuts it from his right onto his left from that right wing, but it's wide of Diogo Costa's goal. Get another angle of it here. We're square on, so we didn't see what it was like. It's a little bit never really going to threaten Costa's top corner. It's not a million miles away. Semedo is going to come on. Bruno Fernandes is coming off, and so is João Cancelo, and both those players are on yellow cards, so it maybe makes sense, but Semedo comes on at right back, comes on for Bruno Fernandes. I don't think Bruno Fernandes will have been used to being substituted too many times, but with just about 15 regulation minutes left of this second half, any goal now would be very difficult to peg back, you think, at this level. 2 sides very closely matched. Goalless here. Pepe sweeps the ball out to Mendes. Back to Bernardo Silva. To Vitina on the halfway line, to Paulinho, back to Silva. Silva 6 yards inside the Portuguese half. No real pressure on the football. France quite happy to let Portugal have the ball in front of them on the halfway line. Vitina, Silva, Vitina, Paulinho. Paulinho opens his body out, looks right hand side for Semedo. Semedo with his first touch. Will he go for the cross? No, he elects to go inside to Sergio Conceição. Back it goes to Diaz. Diaz to Vitina, lip of the centre circle on the France side of the pitch. Okay, France very disciplined and very much in shape. Diaz finds Sergio Conceição. Goes in field to Vitina. Vitina back to Conceição, who rips around him. Plays it to the lip of the centre circle on the France side of the pitch to Silva. Silva to Pepe. Silva then wanders away from his close marker. 75 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, France 0. In a game which is briefly flickered, albeit too briefly flickered for two sides that have enough potential on the field of play. Prize is big though now, as it was earlier on today when Spain beat Germany in extra time. Become Marino's headed goal, knocking out the hosts and setting up a potential semi-final clash in Munich with the winner of this game tonight. But your guess is as good as mine as to who's going to win this one. By and large, I think Portugal have tried and France have absorbed, but they haven't been what I would say a very, maybe not what I thought I was going to get from France. Having said that, they've been stumbling their way through the tournament, as many other pre-tournament favourites have as well, and they continue to stumble possibly tomorrow night against the Swiss. Diaz, 12 yards inside the half of France, clips it down the line looking for Semedo, cleared by Hernandez. Hernandez to Mbappe, Mbappe in his final third. Back to Hernandez, Hernandez up to the halfway line, headed away by Diaz. Ronaldo won't get there. N'Golo Conte gets a foot in, comes wide of the French penalty area, away to my right. Over on the left-hand side, puts a long ball forward. N'Golo Muani brings it down. Was there a bit of hands there? Diaz gets support of Vitina. Vitina's done really well. A little bit too much shepherding there from N'Golo Muani. Michael Oliver's right on point and says it's a free kick. Midway inside the French half. I really do believe that one goal is going to win this now. Vitina to Mendes. Leal to Mendes to Vitina. Pedestrian at times, the football. Near side to Sergio Conceição. Into the feet of Semedo, back to the French goal, back out to Ruben Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe. Pepe back to Ruben Diaz, the French half, into Paulinho, back out to Sergio Conceição, down the line to Semedo on the underlapping run, blocked by Camavinga. The cross goes out, it's a corner to Portugal. Corner taker's gone off the field of play now. Be interested to see who's going to take this. Different dynamic from Michael Maignan. Goal away to my right, looks out to his left. Right down by the point of my right shoulder as I sit in my commentary position. And it's going to be Silva with the corner for Portugal. And we are in the 79th minute. All the way to my left, right under threat for France. Bernardo Silva delivers. Maignan comes, punches, could have caught, I felt. Vitina heads it back in. Lots of bodies coming out. Hooked away inside his own penalty area by N'Golo Muani. Vitina tries to get it past. Picked up by Portugal. Loose pass by Paulinho. Headed forward by Koundé. Koundé gets it to Mbappe, who goes down under a challenge from João Paulinho. And João Paulinho actually picks up a yellow card and he misses the semi-final. Shakes his head ruefully at Michael Oliver. We'll get to see it again. Well, in fairness, I don't see too much wrong with that challenge from João Paulinho. I think he's possibly got a yellow card there for the reaction from Kylian Mbappe. It was certainly, it wasn't overzealous, but it was full of vim and vigour. France come forward. Hernandez. 80th minute of the game. Hernandez back, this time to Tchouaméni, all the way back to Mike Maignan in goal for France, away to my right-hand side. Two very good saves in this second half from Fernandez and Vitina. Saliba back to his keeper, Mike Maignan. Maignan. Short pass forward to N'Golo Conte. Conte on the far side to Jules Koundé. Back in field to Conte, 12 yards inside the French half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Scoops it forward. Dembele to Koundé. Back to Dembele. Infield this time to Conte. Leal slips and lays a little bit of space. Conte up to the edge of the box. Clips it across the face of the Portuguese goalman, coming out and palming it down with his right arm. On the run is Diogo Costa. You'd have to say, of all the games that France have played, they've yet to really sparkle. They can sparkle. They have the players to sparkle. Very much a lot of similarities with England. Didier Deschamps, for a lot of French supporters, is overly cautious. Didier Deschamps will say, if I win 1-0, I win 1-0. So what? We won the game. But with the talent at his disposal, the fans expect more. Very similar to England with Foden, Kane, Bellingham, all the other players that go along, Saka, Palmer. We'll see tomorrow night whether England can find their feet in a tournament that they've stuttered and stumbled through as they take on Switzerland in the last 8 here. Anyway, the ball is with the feet of Nuno Mendes at De Leao. Leao around the corner. Vitina has stolen in behind the defence, but he's wide of the penalty area. Gets back to his right boot, faced by N'Golo Conte. Tries to cross it in, blocked by Conte. Throw to Portugal, 24 yards away from the corner flag. Defended by Jules Koundé, the right back of France. Thrown back by Nuno Mendes. Back to Pepe. Pepe 12 yards inside the half of France. 82nd minute of the game. Still Portugal 0, France 0. In the nicest possible way. I really do want a goal inside 90 minutes because it was a late night for Moi last night and I may struggle. Sergio Conceição back to Ruben Dias. Dias down the line to Semedo. Semedo back to Ruben Dias. Ball in the halfway line. Dias comes forward. Every Frenchman back from the midway point of their own half to the right of the halfway line. Every Frenchman back. Portugal trying to break down and trying to pick holes. Ronaldo gets a touch, loses out to a toe-in from N'Golo Conte. Coming away is Upamecano. Upamecano's crossfield ball looking for Mbappe. He's cut out by Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva gets away from Mbappe. Goes down under a challenge. Silva doesn't get the foul. Hernandez turns it inside to Saliba. Saliba comes from outside of the penalty area. Away to my right. Finds Eduardo Camavinga. Camavinga plays it to Mbappe on the halfway line. Nice feet by Mbappe. Back inside to Camavinga. Portugal, they swarm all over him. Sergio Conceição goes into a challenge. Ball balloons up in the air. Hernandez thought he was fouled. Silva's done really well to get it down. Drives forward. Slips it in behind. Wow, that's Saliba put his arm out as the Sergio Conceição came in on the blind side. Michael Oliver issues a card there, just outside the penalty area of France. He wouldn't have seen it, William Saliba. He's rolling, the ball's coming in. He's running back to his goal. Does he see the run of Sergio Conceição? Does he pull his arm out just to hold his man back? He possibly does. It's a little too high. And a free kick, 19 yards out from the goal line of France, away to my right-hand side. Conceição is still down. I think he's okay. It's going to be an awkward angle. It's just by the corner of the penalty area of Michael Maignan, away to my right as he looks out of his goal to the corner of the penalty area on his left. Portugal in a dangerous position here. First and only free kick of this match for Portugal was taken by Bruno Fernandes. And some of the chances here, Camavinga and Kolo Muani in the second half have had good efforts which have gone wide of the goal by deflections or just curled away. But now Michael Maignan looks out of the goal. Now remember, as he stands in that goal in his yellow kit, away to my right for France, this is right out by the corner of his penalty area to his left-hand side. Ronaldo's taking this one. Familiar Johnny Wilkinson, 6 paces back, 2 to his left. 3-man wall. Angle may be against him here, but he's going in to thump it now. Does so straight into the derriere of the man right in front of him, who was Kolo Muani. Ball does its job. Mendes feeds the ball out far side. Down the Portuguese left to Silva. Silva in field to Vitina. Vitina puts the ball in. Is there a deflection on that and away for a corner? It looks as though there could be. Vitina had spotted that Michael Maignan was off his line. So there's going to be another change this time for France. And Marcus Thuram is coming on. And Kolo Muani goes off. So a straightforward change. Didier Deschamps. Started the last two games, Duran, so not averse to knowing what's going on. Corner to Portugal. Goal away to my right. Maignan looks out to his left. Corner going to be swung away from goal. The ninth corner, Portugal. Vitinha takes it. N'Golo Kanté heads the ball away. Sergio Conceição goes all the way back from midway inside the France half to the midway point of his own half. To his keeper, Diogo Costa. And we are into the 87th minute of this game. Just 3 minutes plus time added on for one side to try and eke out a winner in normal time. Mendes, faced by Mbappe, plays it infield. Picks out Palhinha. Palhinha to Diaz. 4 yards inside the Portuguese half. Portugal defend the goal away to my left-hand side. Back to Palhinha. Palhinha across to Pepe. Back out to Mendes. Infield to Ronaldo. Back to the halfway line to Pepe. To Vitinha. Vitinha to Mendes. And none of these sides will really fancy the extra 30 minutes, and certainly pushed all the way to penalties in their last match. Portugal, they won't want to go all the way. Conceição tries a crossfield ball, but gets it away by Koundé. Koundé to Mendes. Mendes to Rafael Leão. 12 yards from the dead ball line. Tries to play it in, blocked by the legs of Jules Koundé. And now a break by Kylian Mbappe. Infield to N'Golo Kanté. N'Golo Kanté up and over the halfway line. Driving towards the Portuguese penalty area away to my left. Out on this near side, Ousmane Dembele. Back inside, this time to N'Golo Kanté, who's going to have a shot. It's a little bit low. A little bit of a daisy cutter, and taken safely by Diogo Costa on his knees in the centre of the goal. No real danger there. As we move into the end of the 88th minute here in the Volkspark Stadion here in Hamburg. Portugal and France locked in this goalless draw. First half was pretty tepid for two star-studded sides. Second half, we've had some chances, but neither side has taken one. Semedo on the attack, driving forward towards the French penalty area. Overlapping run to his right. Conceição with the ball in, headed away inside his own penalty area by Saliba. Brought down by Kylian Mbappe just outside his penalty area. Plays it inside to N'Golo Kanté. N'Golo Kanté loses out to Vitinha, who almost dies with his head John Terry-esque to play it forward, but it's France to break forward. Camavinga feeds the ball out to Dembele. Dembele drives now towards Nuno Mendes, slips it into the feet this time of Thuram, blocked and away by Pepe up to the halfway line. Ronaldo's flagged for being onside. Offside to onside, right on the halfway line as we approach the end of the 89th minute. Portugal 0, France 0. Titanic clash to see who goes through to the semi-final and faced in Munich, Spain. N'Golo Kanté tries to go for a little low curler with the instep of his right boot into the bottom corner of Costa's net, but never really got the angles right. And the ball went away. Ruben Neves is about to be brought on for Portugal. Pepe out of the penalty area of Portugal, away to my left. Laid it out this time to Mendes. Back to Pepe again. Into the 90th minute we go. We're in there by some 12 seconds when I said that line. Palhinha, 12 yards shy of the halfway line. Back out to Mendes. Mendes infield to Pepe. Pepe tries to make his way to the halfway line. Not a lot of movement in front of him. Very static. Lays it out to the left back. Mendes on the halfway line. Back inside to Pepe again. Pepe up to the halfway line now for Portugal. Out to the left back. Mendes. Not a lot of movement at all here for either sides. Very static. Palhinha tries to open it up and looks right-hand side. Semedo chests it down. Drives infield. Plays it to Sergio Conceição down the line. Faced by Hernandez. 12 yards. Infield it goes. Ball by Semedo across the face of goal. Headed away by the head of Saliba. Silva's shot goes in. Blocked by Saliba. Camavinga with the header away. Koundé tries to get the ball away. Target is Thuram. Thuram versus Pepe. Thuram versus Pepe. Pepe's doing well. He's been caught though. Thuram's onto the ball. Still in front of him is Pepe. He skips outside him down to the dead ball line. Thuram tries to come in. Pepe gets back, put his foot in. What a brilliant bit of work by the aging centre half. He gave it everything he left in his 40-plus year legs. And he got back just to thwart Thuram flicking the ball back into the danger area. and then celebrated as though he'd just scored a hat-trick in the 90th minute in the World Cup final against West Germany in 1966. Not the hark back to those days. Corner, the second corner for France. We're into the minimum of 3 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 here. Goal away to my left-hand side. Portugal. Diogo Costa looks out to his right, his left, the furthest corner away. Ball goes into the box. Mbappe picks it up on the edge of the box, tries to curl it in towards Diogo Costa's top corner, but it's high and over the bar and away for a goal kick to Portugal. Well, at the end of 90 minutes, as the Ruben Neves is about to come on to the field of play and take over from João Palhinha, it's going to be a little break for me. We'll be back for the start of extra time, which is just about a minute and a half away. Can somebody find in those last 90 seconds the goal that would see them through to the semi-final and a game against Spain? Diaz to Silva. Back to Diaz. Diaz takes his time on the football. Diaz. And across to the left side of centre half. Pepe 6 yards shy of the halfway line. No mistakes now. Only heroes you fancy if anybody wants to score. Silva gets it from Mendes. Mendes crossfield ball by Silva to Conceição. Brings it down beautifully. Faced by Hernandez. Goes back to Bernardo Silva. Back down the line to Sergio Conceição. Cuts inside his man. Going along the edge of the box on his left foot. Lays it back out this time. Neves, Semedo, former Wolves teammates, back to Neves. Neves puts the ball in. Cleared by Aurelien Tchouameni's midriff. Picked up this time by Thuram. Thuram to Koundé. Koundé drives forward. Slips it down the right wing to Dembele. Dembele's taken on Nuno Mendes. And he comes on his left foot. Short ball to Kylian Mbappe. Can he find the finish? Tries to curl it in from 19 yards. Diogo Costa had it covered and saves it above his head to his left-hand side, catches it, pats it down and comes away with it as we move to the end of the 3 minutes. And Michael Oliver will check his watch, and that is the end of the minutes. We're going to take a quick breather. Do join us. We will be back right at the start of extra time, which won't be too far away. From right to left of Semedo, Diaz, Pepe and Mendes. Then it is Leal, Vitina, Silva and Neves in the middle of the park. Leal slightly further forward. And Ronaldo, of course, at the top with Sergio Conceição as well. France have Maignan in goal. Hernandez at left back. At right back they have Jules Koundé. In the centre halves, Upamecano and Saliba. Midfield trio is Tchouaméni and N'Golo Kanté. Of course, no Rabiot. He is suspended at the moment. Fofana has now gone into the middle of the park instead of Camavinga. And then the three at the top of the park. Thuram, Mbappe. And the man through the centre is Dembele. France on the ball. Far side of the pitch. Mbappe, first chance he gets the run at Semedo. Trying to take Semedo on. Tries to cut inside Semedo. Semedo dangles the foot and clears the ball. Sergio Conceição, far touchline. Back to Semedo. Semedo tries to get it up to the halfway line. And it's span away from a despairing lunge of Aurélien Tchouaméni. Picked up by Silva. Silva to Neves. Back to Silva. Back down the line to Semedo. Semedo plays it back to Diaz. And again, for a side that's blessed with a lot of talent and potency at times from France throughout this tournament, it's been hidden, one would say. Ronaldo on the football. He's had very little to work with at the top of the park. We do sometimes wonder if Roberto Martinez could actually take the legend off and try a different variation. Well, he's there now in the first period of extra time. Semedo, Sergio Conceição, level the 18-yard box, rolls it back to the feet of Vitina. Vitina back out to Conceição. Overlap could come from Semedo. Semedo didn't know the ball was coming, and Hernandez gets there first, the left back. Plays it forward. Portugal trying to press high. Diaz on Mbappe right down by the side of the French penalty area. Finally hacked up to the halfway line. Pepe with all the time in the world to bring the ball down. And feed the ball to Neves. Neves inside to Vitina. Vitina back to Ruben Neves. Neves down the line. Finds Sergio Conceição. The underlapping run comes this time from Silva. Silva back to Sergio Conceição. Tries to get round, just get round Hernandez, pulls it back. Ronaldo with a chance on his right boot as he pulled back from the dead ball line, slightly behind him. Hits the outside of his boot and goes high, high over the bar of the goal, away to my left-hand side. Conceição past Hernandez, pulled it back, and Ronaldo, well, he skies it in a big way. Conceição gives him a bit of a pat on the side of the head. France come away. Upamecano lost out. Vitina comes forward, slips up to Ronaldo, tries to get away from the close attention of Tchouaméni. Back he goes to Maignan. Maignan to Mbappe. Back to N'Golo Kanté. N'Golo Kanté midway inside the French half to the left of the halfway line. Plays it out to Dembele. Dembele over the halfway line. Plays it inside. This time a little give and go with Fofana and Thuram. Kanté out to Mbappe. Mbappe, though, sees a wall of red in front of him. Goes back to the halfway line to Hernandez. Hernandez inside to Tchouaméni. Up to Thuram. Thuram now finds Mbappe. Mbappe outside the Portuguese penalty area. Tries to play it in. Blocked by the legs of Semedo. Blooms up to N'Golo Kanté. Back to the corner of the Portuguese penalty area to Mbappe. Now back to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni stands the ball up looking for the run of Jules Koundé. But the first person out is Diogo Costa to catch it safely above his head. And then he bowls it out overarm to the left back, Nuno Mendes. Mendes up to Ronaldo on the halfway line, turns, looks for Rafael Leal, trying to run in between the two centre halves. Maignan out of his penalty area to the right hand side, thumps it out of touch. Ronaldo gallops forward to take this throw quickly. Not a lot of options for him, just one shirt of the colour of red in front of him, and that's Rafael Leal. Allows Mendes to come forward to take it. Or throwing it back towards the halfway line, right in front of the camera vantage point to Pepe. Pepe infield to Ruben Neves. Neves holds it up before playing it back to his right to Diaz. Diaz out to Semedo. Semedo down the line into the feet of Sergio Conceição. Back this time finds Bernardo Silva to Vitina. Vitina back to Silva. Silva and Vitina exchange passes again and again. Silva again, 12 yards inside the half of France. France defend the goal away to my left-hand side, out to Sergio Conceição. Semedo's down the line. It's getting a bit tight on the far side. Gives it to Semedo. Semedo's got 2 for company. Plays it off the legs of Hernandez. It's going to be a throw to Portugal, about 6 yards away from the corner flag. Defended by the left back of France. Hernandez on the far side of the pitch. Portugal fans massed away to the left here as I face the pitch in the Volkspark Stadion in Hamburg. Semedo throws it back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Vitina. Vitina scoops it over the top. Hernandez heads the ball away. Headed on by N'Golo Kanté. Thuram heads it down. Now the break is on from midfield. Michael Oliver has seen a handball. Fofana was a man that was breaking from deep, but obviously a little bit of handball. Midway inside the French half to the left of the halfway line. Portugal with a free kick have taken it short. And as is their want, they keep racking up the passes, but not really threatening. Silva trying to find pockets, picks up the ball and leaves it to Sergio Conceição. Level the 18-yard box, comes inside, right-footed cross, deep cross. Koundé inside his own 6-yard box, heads it away. Real pressure on the ball. Dembele gets away from Nuno Mendes, who dives in a little too early and didn't get there. Dembele up to the halfway line. Faced by Neves, goes inside Neves, goes inside Vitinas, driving forward, driving towards, gets away from Pepe. 24 yards out, plays it into the box to Mbappe. Mbappe's trying to dance across the face, and in the end his shot is blocked by Pepe again, who with a double clenched fist, arms down by his side, screams at the block. Mbappe seemed to want a little too long on the football. He wanted to cut back like an inverted winger from his left foot to his right. That allowed Pepe to get back to block the shot. 7 minutes inside the first period of extra time. Still goalless. Fofana, Thuram, Mbappe, and then Thuram scoops it high over the top of the crossbar from 19 yards. You can see France and Portugal at some point taking on a side and winning by 4 or 5. You know it's in there, it's in their locker, but both these sides really, the only one that's sort of brought their game to the table, I'd have to say, is Portugal. They've done better than I anticipated before today's game. Thought this was a France victory. In 20 minutes of football. Bernardo Silva to Pepe on the halfway line. Pepe near side to Mendes. Mendes back to Pepe. Pepe just inside the French half. Is it going to be a mistake? Is it going to be a wonder goal? Or is it going to be penalties? 3 questions I'd like to answer now. Diaz forward. Up to the feet of Semedo. Back to goal out to Sergio Conceição. Back this time to Neves. Back to Sergio Conceição. Back to Neves. And France quite happy to let Portugal play in front of them, even though it's inside the French half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Down the line to Conceição. Good work by Semedo to Conceição, but his ball inside to Silva is too long. Saliba just outside his own penalty area. Turns it back to Michael Maignan. Maignan takes a touch. Ronaldo tries to put pressure on. Upamecano gets away from him, plays it inside. Fofana first time ball. Out to Dembele. Dembele tries to go past Nuno Mendes. Mendes plays it against the legs of Dembele. And it is a throw to Portugal just in front of Didier Deschamps, who's in the technical area to the right of the halfway line as we gaze down from our camera vantage point. Vitina sweeps the ball to Diaz. Diaz this time. 6 yards shy of halfway line, roughly where the right back would be. Into the feet of Neves, back to Diaz, and across to Pepe. Pepe 18 yards inside his own half. Plays it square to his right. Diaz handles towards the halfway line. Short pass this time. Finds Neves. Neves finds Vitina. Vitina sees coming short. Ronaldo back to Vitina. Back to Ronaldo. Chance for him to turn. Runs out, but runs out and plays the ball to Leao. Leao supported on by Nuno Mendes. In field to Vitina. 36 yards away from the French goal. Neves' pass to Pepe balloons up, which means Pepe goes back to the halfway line, facing his own goal under pressure from Thuram. Plays it to Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe. Pepe 6 yards inside the half of France. France defend the goal away to my left. Into the feet of Nuno Mendes. 10th minute of the first period of extra time. And again, Very little being thrust forward by either side. Diaz to Pepe. Pepe to Vitina. They've not even made the halfway line now. They have. Vitina, short pass forward to the feet of Silva. Silva bundled over by N'Golo Conte. Back it goes to Ruben Diaz. Free kick has to be given for that bundle over by Conte on Bernardo Silva. Taken quickly though by Silva to Vitina. A little short pass to his right inside the centre circle on the front side of the pitch. Down the line it goes. Semedo to Sergio Conceição. Cuts back on his left foot. Rolls it back to Ruben Neves. Neves to Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Silva. Silva waits for the ball. Now back to Neves. And back to Diaz. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be a little bit carefree for a couple of seconds? Who's going to try and get that ball into the opposition net? At the moment, it's gone very, very cagey. We are in the zone where a goal can scupper anything. Portugal very happy and content to keep possession. 63% to 37% for France. Chance here for Conceição up to the box. Flicks it outside of him to the right. Semedo with a deep cross in. Ronaldo at the target. Headed across the face of goal. Chance for Leao. Gets another chance. Misses his swing there as a ball ballooned up off the legs of Upamecano with his first effort. Whipped in this time low and flat by Mendes and hacked away by Upamecano. Back to the halfway line. Portugal showing a little bit of enlightenment going towards the opposition goal. Semedo comes inside, lays it back to Silva. Silva to Sergio Conceição. Driving run here. Conceição now. Taking on Hernandez. Back to his right foot. Down to a standing pace now. Got three around him, has to go back. Picks out Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe. Pepe to Neves. Neves 12 yards inside the half of France. Plays it out to Sergio Conceição, but his first touch is poor, and Hernandez smites the ball away, the French left back, into the fans on the far side for a throw to Portugal. Semedo throws it back some 20 yards to Diaz. Diaz to Neves, to Diaz. 13th minute of first period of extra time we are into now. Gone very, very worryingly negative from both sides. You get the feeling that they'll have to be half a yard out with an open goal if they're going to do any attacks here. But they've got to get it up there, which is something they haven't been doing in this first period of extra time. Vitina to Pepe. Pepe 6 yards inside the half of France. France defend the goal away to my left. Back to Vitina inside the centre circle on the French side of the pitch. Back to Pepe, and Pepe out to Nuno Mendes. Faced by Dembele, goes back to the halfway line, on the floor to Pepe's feet, round the corner to Leao. Leao into the feet this time of Ruben Neves. Neves back to Pepe, Pepe to Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe. Certainly know my names by now. They've all had a lovely touch of the ball for a long time. Pepe holds it, nobody presses the ball. Back to Diaz. Diaz sweeps it out to Vitina. Vitina under pressure from Thuram. Rolls the ball all the way back to Diogo Costa. Costa right to Bernardo Silva. 12 yards outside his own penalty area, away to my right. Short pass to Vitina. Vitina will go back to Pepe as we move to the end of the 14th minute here. Then it's still Portugal 0, France 0. In what has been an awful first half, a little bit better second half, and the first period of extra time has just a wee bit dragged here. Nobody really wanted to make that fateful mistake that could cost the opponents going through. Finally, the winner of this will go through to face Spain in the semi-final in Munich. Nuno Mendes drives in between Fofana. Fofana's trying to pull him back. Plays it square to Sergio Conceição. Up to the edge of the box. Conceição tries to curl it into Maignon's top right-hand corner, but it was always going over the bar. It had very little pace on it, and Maignan was under it all the time. Opened his body up, faced by Hernandez. Just tried to curl it with the instep of his right boot. And just got a glance on our replay monitors of Upamecano's block. First time for Rafael Leao's shot, and then the second one Well, that's 15 minutes of extra time. First period gone, and Michael Oliver says after 2 seconds of time added on that that's enough for the first period. It is becoming a bit of a weary-looking pair of sides. Can't help saying after 105 minutes of this game, I expressed my disappointment at, it has to be said, England's performances in this, but France have been so far in this tournament a shadow of what we thought they could be. And before this game, I felt that it was going to be Portugal that would come off the wrong end of these two giants, but it's becoming very, very hard to watch, as well as nervy. Both sides getting a chat here. To win it, or it's off to spot kicks. Pepe holds the ball 12 yards inside his own half. Rolls it back to his keeper, Costa. Costa, the man that scored 3 penalties. Long ball forward this time. Mendes is trying to get him behind Koundé. It's a ball out. Good strong challenge by Koundé. Koundé sees Mendes take the throw. Mbappe sat into the bench, taken off at the midway point of extra time. Costa moves the ball out on this near side to Semedo. Semedo back to Ruben Neves. Neves back to Diaz. Diaz back to Costa. And the ball is then played for João Felix on the halfway line. Twists and turns. Back to Mendes. Mendes back to Vitina. Vitina plays the ball back. Both these sides former European champions. It has been a hard road. Slovenia went to penalties for Portugal. So a lot of these players will be feeling it now as we move into the second period of extra time. But needless to say, nobody is cracking. If it's a stare-off between these two sides, they are doing it without blinking. Pepe back to Costa, who saved the first three Slovenian penalties. That penalty shootout. Kunde loses out on the halfway line to Ronaldo. Ronaldo back to Vitina. Vitina to Diaz. Diaz forward. A little layoff by Silva. Felix plays it out near side. Conciao driving towards the French penalty area. Taken on Hernandez. Clips the ball deep. Right out the back. Coming across and into the side netting. Oh, how close was that? Was João Felix. Stood up beautifully. The angle was always against Felix as he came in from the right side of Maignon's penalty area, headed it into the side netting. Going the other way, it was Dembele tried to take it on. Nuno Mendes gets a foot in, throw this time to France, level the 18-yard box of Portugal. Away to my left, Felix just didn't get enough view of the goal. Kunde got himself across. Still a presentable chance. Dembele, Kunde, Tchouaméni, Upamecano, 6 yards inside the Portuguese half. Back out to the right back, Kunde. Kunde into Dembele, midway inside the Portuguese half. Rolls it along the floor back to Tchouaméni. Into the feet of Fofana, and back this time to Upamecano, who has to turn it all the way back to Maignan. Maignan 7 to 8 yards outside his penalty area, way to my right. Plays it back to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano into the feet of Fofana. Layups a little bit short, but Tchouaméni manages to sweep it out across to the left back Hernandez. Hernandez up to Barcola. Barcola gets the ball to Thuram. Thuram wriggling away from 2 or 3, but in the end loses out and puts the ball out of play. But it's a foul by Sergio Conciao by him. The difference between the two sets of supporters is quite a lot. Portugal have been popping away for most of the game, buoyed by their side's spirited performance, if lack of goal-bound efforts. The French looking a wee bit English fanned, you know. Believe there was so much more in the locker, and there is, but again they haven't really shown it, and frankly have been not the better of the two sides, but not by a long way. Portugal have been better in terms of possession, but goal chances is a little bit way off. Barcola tries to get in behind Semedo, and N'Golo Kanté plays it up to Barcola. Semedo dispossesses him, so does Sergio Conciao. Breaking forward, clipped out near side. It's Ronaldo on side, down the right wing. Hernandez is in there. In goes Ronaldo. Hasn't got that burst of pace. Hernandez gets back and puts the ball out of play for a corner to Portugal. The flag would have gone up for offside there. I'm not sure it's going to be a corner or an offside here, but Ronaldo just hasn't got that turn of speed he used to have. Offside was played forward by France, but it's been given away. Mendes playing a low furrow, held up by Fofana, spins away. Great work by Mendes. In the end, tries to tiptoe through the tulip far too many times. Kunde gets a toe away. He plays the ball out to Dembele. Back to Kunde. Kunde down the side of the French penalty area. Plays it back to Maignan. Maignan to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano's ball up. Into the body, Thuram. A bit too strong back towards his own centre-half. Saliba toes it forward and N'Golo Kanté comes away. Plays it down his near side to Barcola. Barcola Tries to cut inside Conceição, and Semedo finds the feet of Thuram just inside his own half for France. Short pass this time to Fofana. Fofana out to the right back, Koundé. Koundé down the line to Dembele. Dembele up to the edge of the Portuguese penalty area. Short ball infield. Finds Thuram. Thuram to Koundé. Koundé to Fofana. Fofana this time. Tchouaméni. Hernandez. Infield to N'Golo Kanté again. Portugal doing to the French what the French have done to Portugal, just making them play the ball around the edge of it. João Felix tries to get involved. Good work ultimately there. And it goes back to Tchouaméni, who manages to dig out a pass across the field of play and finds Dembele. Dembele with a bit of space now to drive towards the Portuguese penalty area. Comes inside on his left foot, goes across the face of goal, puts it high over the top of the bar. Never really had total control of it. Came in nicely, but you didn't fancy running at full tilt, square and parallel to the edge of the Portuguese penalty area on the edge of the 18-yard box. He was ever quite in the right position to get his knee over the top of the ball and keep the ball down. Goal kick to Portugal. Goal away to my left-hand side. And every second that passes inevitably takes us towards the possible penalty shootout, winners of which will meet Spain in the semi-final in Munich. Pepe Mendes under pressure goes down for a little bit of a kissing of the back of his legs by Dembele. Free kick given up to Ronaldo on the halfway line, being held up this time by Upamecano, and I have to say the French are not happy with that. It looked to me as though Ronaldo was falling back into his man. Ronaldo plays the ball out to João Felix. Faced by three. No one waits to make a mistake now. We are into the 23rd minute of a minimum of 30. Crossfield ball by Pepe finds Sergio Conceição. Inside of him goes Semedo. Rolls it back to the feet of Neves. Neves to Conceição. Tries to get it inside to Bernardo Silva. Blocked by Barcola. Throw to Portugal. Level with the 18-yard box of France. And where am I right? Semedo back to Neves, back to Semedo. Semedo back to Ruben Neves again. Neves rolls it back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe, right on the centre spot. He plays it to his right to Diaz. Diaz out to Neves. Neves tries to clip it down the channel for his former Wolves mate, Semedo, but it'll evade him and go away for a goal kick for France. 24th minute of a minimum of 30 minutes extra time to be played here in the Volkspark Stadion here between Portugal and France in Hamburg. Ball goes far side to Dembele. Halfway line, Dembele gets it down. Short pass inside to Fofana. Fofana square along the halfway line to Hernandez, the left back down the line to Barcola. Barcola faced as he gets level the 18-yard box of Portugal. Cuts inside two there. He's into the box. That's an awful effort in the end. He got inside Semedo and Conceição, but as Diaz came across, the ball just sort of evaded his clutches in terms of control after he skipped in between two. And ultimately, he swung his left boot at it and sliced it horribly away past the goal, miles away from the goal in fairness, for a goal kick to Portugal. Diaz, the ball from Costa, goes back to Costa. Costa out to Pepe. We're into the 25th minute. Just shy of 5.5 minutes left of time before we go to penalty kicks here. All the action brought to you here, live commentary. Being brought to you. If you can't see the pictures, hopefully I'm trying to paint a picture. It's not been the best game in the world, but we are getting to the business end. It's a little bit like, do we really need to see the tee shot and the approach to the green in golf matches? No, we just want to see if they can put it in the hole from work by Upamecano. Upamecano to N'Golo Kanté. Gives the ball straight to Sergio Conceição. Tries to run into the box. Tries to skip away from Hernandez, who sticks to his guns well. Clears the ball away for a corner to Portugal. Portugal with a corner here. 26th minute. 4 minutes. Just under 4 minutes. I would say 4.5 minutes, I would say, fully. If I can get my maths right. Goal away to my right-hand side. Maignan looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder as I sit in my commentary position now. If you can imagine that. Portugal fans fine voice away behind the goal, away to my left-hand side, but they are attacking that goal away to my right. Pepe and Ronaldo there. That's part of 80 years of footballing seniority there. Vitina to curl this ball away, 27th minute. Curls it high away from goal. Ronaldo tries to volley it, comes out. Ronaldo has fouled his man though, Deo Upamecano. He thought he was fouled, Ronaldo, as he would do. But tried to get away from his man, and he's all arms over everybody there. You could have picked anybody, any 1-9 really, in fairness, that were holding each other. Which one did Michael Oliver see first? Well, I'll tell you what he saw first. He saw Ronaldo limbing the shirt off of Upamecano. Well, Diogo Costa, he will be feeling a fair weight of pressure because he saved 3 Slovenian penalties on the spin to allow Portugal to go through in the last 16 match. So in fairness, he comes in with a hefty record of penalty saves. That means there's more penalty on him should we go to penalties at the end of this. But he might pay the penalty if I can say penalty any more time. Dembele drives towards Mendes, tries to go inside Mendes, crosses it, hits the legs of Mendes, corner to France, goal away to my left-hand side, 28th minute. Dembele gets a on the floor, goal away to my left-hand side. This time looking out to his left is Costa. It's going to be a change in a minute for Portugal. Dembele to take the corner. Curls it away from goal, 28th minute. Headed down by Upamecano. Ronaldo heads the ball away, fouled in doing so. Free kick given by Michael Oliver. Now, are we looking at penalty takers? It's Mateus Nunes that's coming on for Portugal. And he is going to replace Vitina. Right, now getting nervy. It's now getting to the point of no return. Vitina, I think, has had a very good game. The young 23-year-old for Portugal. Replaced by Mateus Nunes. Great cuddle from Roberto Martinez as he comes off the field of play. We have no more than about 90 seconds before Michael Oliver will think about holding proceedings at the end of extra time. Diaz, long ball forward, looking for Ronaldo. He wins ahead of Ronaldo over the head of Upamecano, but the ball isn't won by Felix, and Koundé plays it back to Maignan. Maignan out to William Saliba. Saliba tries to play it left-footed down the line. Semedo will head this back in play. Doesn't find a red shirt though. N'Golo Kanté, centre point of the French half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Plays it across field. Now it's out with Dembele. Dembele inside. Picks out Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni to Koundé. Koundé back to Tchouaméni. Halfway line to Upamecano. Swings it across to the left-sided centre-half Saliba. Saliba to Hernandez. Hernandez down the line. Inside from Barcola to Hernandez on the drive forward. Can he get the shot off? Plays it across for Fofana, who can't take it. And João Felix lifts the ball up to the halfway line. 24 regulation seconds left here. Ronaldo holds the ball up with Upamecano with him. Good footwork this time by Nuno Mendes to get away. Is there to be a sting in the tail? Bernardo Silva up to the edge of the box. Into the box. Tries to get on his left foot. Goes back. Shot from Nuno Mendes is taken by Maignan. The best chance possibly in the whole of extra time. Falling to the left back, and he's just played it straight down the middle and slowly towards the keeper. We're into time added on at the end of 30 minutes. Up at the other end, Thuram into the box. Semedo crowds him out. Costa's there as well. Costa saves it. Thuram goes down. And it is the end of the game. Do stay with us. I'm not going anywhere. We are going to sort out penalties. And that is where the And Martinez. A penalty. And of course Didier Deschamps, well, you have been looking at his side and hoping that they are going to stand up to the mark. All eyes will be on Diogo Costa in between the pipes. It was a rather poor spectacle. Both sides cancelled each other out in the first 90 minutes. A couple of decent chances. Maignan made 2 saves from Fernandes and Vitina. Colomboani had one blocked by the legs of Ruben Diaz. Question. Whatever. First person to take his kick, wandering rolled it. Costa elected to go to a lot of tension. Maignan was very quick to get up. Take the third French penalty.